What's good, everybody? This is Sean from On the Fly. As you can see, we're doing something a little bit different here. We outside. We're just gonna have a conversation about the film Dayshift. This film stars Jamie Foxx and Snoop Dogg, where Jamie Foxx is like a father who is pretty much down on his luck. He is a pool boy, but his real job is pretty much a vampire slayer. He's like a human Blade. And so what this story tells about is that Jamie Foxx's character, he was kicked off the force.
Yep, fired.
So he does these little odd jobs to collect currency by killing vampires and pulling their fangs. And so, as he could see, because he can't go to the so-called union, because he was fired from something called the union, which is like a vampire force. He was fired from that. And so when he does do the vampire slayings, he's not getting top dollar for the fangs that he pulls. So something that he may, get at the union for maybe, let's just say $5,000, he's only getting on the street for $400. And basically, in Jamie Foxx's character's case, he needs to get some money quick, fast, in a hurry. He is a husband who seems to always drop the ball when it comes to financial stability. He is not the best, let's just say, provider for his family. It looks like he has a nice home, but then he has like a little hotel home for a front to do what he needs to do. That way he doesn't bring his business home, so to speak. So basically in this film, Jamie Foxx is a father and his wife is Megan Good. And let me tell you something. Anything with Megan Good, sign me up. I don't give a damn if she in a movie for 2 minutes. I'm going to that movie for those 2 minutes. She is so beautiful. In this film, Jamie Foxx is like this, he like this troublemaker. Like, he can't seem to get things right. He does things off of protocol, and that's what got him fired from the last job. His wife is threatening to take his child and herself to Florida to go live with her mom because Jamie Foxx just can't seem to get his shit together. So in the midst of all this, he has only like maybe 5 to 7 days in order to get some money together to put his daughter in school and pay for her tuition, because they can't afford it. And if they can't afford to get the daughter to school, then they're going to have to move to Florida. At least Jamie Foxx's wife and his daughter is going to have to move to Florida with her mom, because it's like he's not doing anything. So he's got a deadline now, and he's slaying vampires, and he's basically like, he's desperate. So he kills vampires, pulls the fangs, and he's trying to get top dollar for it. That ain't going. They ain't going. Like I said, something that he can probably get $5,000 for at the union, he's only getting about $400, and he has to come up with this money very soon, or he's going to lose his family. So what Jamie Foxx does is he calls in a favor for his boy Snoop Dogg's character, and Snoop Dogg's character basically puts his name on the line, or vouches for him to get him back on the force so he can start getting paid. Well, the guy who is hiring him doesn't like Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is always messing up, and he doesn't want anything to do with him. But because Snoop Dogg character, which is Cowboy Joe or something like that, I'm sorry if I mess up the name, because he likes Cowboy so much, he's going to go ahead and do him a solid this one time. There's a catch though. The boss wants to make sure that Jamie Foxx is being watched all the time. And so he put this, not a field guy, but he put this like pencil pusher guy on him to make sure that he records all these codes. Oh yeah, so I missed out. My fault. So I missed out. He hires Jamie Foxx, but there's a catch. He's going to have somebody on the field with him. So the guy that he puts on the field with him is going to pretty much report anything that Jamie Foxx does wrong. And if he just has one mess up, then it's over with and he's going to be out of there for good. So the boss man is like oozing at the mouth to please let this code enforcer report to him that Jamie Foxx character Jablonski or something like that. Which reminds me, like, a black dude with a Polish or I don't know, man. He had a weird name for a black dude, Jablonski or something like that. I don't know. Maybe he mixed in the show. I don't know. I mean, whatever the case may be. So he takes him out with his partner. You know, they're partners and all this kind of stuff, and they're going out on all these missions. And dude is pretty much, you know, writing all these codes, and he's about to report back to the boss to get him fired. Jamie Foxx gets notice of this and it was like, listen, I understand that you got to do what you got to do, but I gotta do what I gotta do to make sure I get this money so I can keep my family together. And so the guy, the pencil pusher, he was pretty much like, okay, I feel what you're saying, because at first he was just like, I don't give a damn, you know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna report you, and that's gonna be the end of it. But he kind of was a little bit sympathetic towards Jamie Foxx, and he decided he was gonna help him, and not report him until the weekend is over with, so he can get this money. And so in the midst of this, Jamie Foxx was kind of training the dude and telling him like, yeah, I think you ready for this, blah, 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 because they didn't have the best relationship starting off, and they kind of bonded together throughout the movie. So if you will see at the beginning of the film, Jamie Foxx kills an oldling or whatever they called him. It was like an old vampire lady. He thought he was going to get a lot of money for it. Well, it turns out the super villain or the boss, like the main boss, the main villain for the film, which she was looking, you know, she was regular. The old lady ends up being the main villain's daughter. And they explain, you know, how the lady is looking older in the movie. You have to watch the movie to see it. I ain't finna get into all that. So the main villain comes in and she sees that her daughter's head is cut off. And they can still smell Jamie Foxx's character's blood. And so they went to go sniff him out. And they tracked, you know, all the places that he went. And the person that he interacts with one of his friends pretty much dropped dime on him like, okay, well, dude is going to be here, whatever. And so that's when the plot comes in to where they kidnap Jamie Foxx's wife and daughter. And now Jamie Foxx is set out to pretty much get his family back. You know, literally, he literally needs to get his family back because of the main villain is going to kill Jamie Foxx, or she wants to kill. Actually, she doesn't even want to kill him. She wants to see him suffer. So he wants to kill the wife and then drain his daughter's blood.
Pimp smack your ass, bitch!
Or no. She wants to turn his daughter into a vampire, and then once the daughter is hungry, she's gonna kill the wife. Okay, that's what it was. So she didn't want to kill Jamie Foxx. She just wanted to make him suffer just because she, being the mother, suffered because her daughter died by the hands of Jamie Foxx. It's not as complicated as I'm making it out to be, but that's pretty much what it is. So yeah, the movie is quite interesting. It kind of reminds me of Bright, but not in a sense of like fairy tales and all this kind of stuff. It's just like the whole setting. It's like, I don't know what it is about LA and Netflix, the way they film everything, it just feels very closed in, and that's a good thing. It doesn't feel like everything is all over the place. It just feels like it's just this one area and you can kind of follow the film. Now, a lot of people I've heard, they don't really like the movie that much, and that's the problem with certain people. It's like when I first seen the trailer for this film, it's one of those things where you just gotta turn your brain off, and it's for pure entertainment. So anybody who is trying to like give Grammy nominations and Oscars, whatever you want, not Grammy, but Oscars and Academy Awards, this ain't that type of movie. This is one of those movies you turn on, you get some popcorn, you have some fun, and then that's it. I will have to say that what's getting a little redundant in some of these movies is that it's serious comedy, and that kind of gets a little, that kind of gets boring. I get tired of that, but it is what it is. The only favorite part that was funny to me is when Jamie Foxx got thrown up the stairs, and then he has a little close-up moment. He said, "This motherfucker really this motherfucker really threw me up the stairs, because that's something that somebody would really say. Like, damn, this motherfucker really just tossed me up the stairs. I got a chuckle out of that. That was very funny. Snoop Dogg, Snoop Dogg is Snoop Dogg in all his movies. He was supposed to be a cowboy, but I just can't get out of the fact that he's a cowboy with dreads, smoking weed. So, I mean, Snoop is just going to be Snoop. You got to take that for what it is. But I will say this. Other than him, always trying to be tough in certain movies, Snoop has come a long way as far as acting. Because if you've seen the movie Bones, and then you look at his evolution now, you be looking like, this ain't it, man. But Snoop kind of came up. Megan Good, she's always good. She's great. She should be called Megan Great. Yeah. But but other than that, like, the acting was, it was decent. Wasn't nothing to be, ranting and raving over. The film, it's just a basic film. You get what you get. It's a vampire film. You got a few people on there that's just kind of doing action and interacting, and it's just a basic movie, and it's fun. We haven't seen anything like this for quite some time, or at least not mainstream. I don't know if you would call Dayshift a mainstream movie, but I mean, it's Jamie Foxx, it's Snoop, it's on Netflix, and Netflix seems to be the one who is, who's going to be doing their thing for a long time. Now, I guess without telling too much, I can kind of give you what I feel about the movie. The movie, like I said, y'all got to take this. It's one of those films where you turn your brain off and you just watch it. So I wasn't expecting it to be, dramatic and, oh man, this is riveting. This is a game changer. This is not that type of movie, man. This is just a movie you watch, and that's the end of it. But so with that being said, on a scale of 1 through 10, 10 being the highest, I'm gonna have to say I give this movie a solid 7. I'm gonna give this a 7 just because of the movie, just for what the movie is. And you gotta look at, and let me say this: the action, chase scenes, the fight scenes, the gore, and all the choreographs, all that shit was a top 10. That was subpar. I really liked that. It was really, really good. The acting, I mean, it could have been better, but like I said, it's not that type of movie. The cinematography, it was on point. I really liked it. Although I was kind of wondering why they made LA look a little bit orange or yellow. That's besides it. That's something that, people that film things, they notice. But other than that, I would give that movie a solid 7 out of 10 for what kind of movie it is. Now, if you ask me on my regular grade scale, I would probably give it about a 5, which is an average movie. But based on what kind of film it is, vampire wise, I would give it a solid 7 out of 10. Jamie Foxx was decent. Snoop Dogg was decent. Megan Great was good. The little kid, I don't really care for the little kid. She's just a normal kid actor. And the main villain, she was trash. The boss, he was trash. And they had the other dude, man. What's dude brother, man? His younger brother. The dude who got caught up in all that scandal. He was decent, he had some funny parts, but it wasn't nothing to be, none of that. It was none of that. But yeah, this is how I feel about the movie Dayshift, and I think you should definitely go check it out. It's on Netflix right now. And other than that, if y'all got any questions or comments, please post it down below. I'm Sean from On the Fly. Catch y'all on the next video. Peace. Wait, no.